Did you just walk in my house?
What you gonna do,
What
huh?
am I gonna do?
Next Wednesday.
So you're the father. I'm gonna find out if it's my kid when I'm ready.
You so hell-bent on revenge.
You didn't have to bring Sabrina in this.
Is anything wrong?
Can they keep their emotions in check before they lose control?
I'm sick of her.
You know she carries a gun.
Do you want to have sex or not?
I think you're in a strange place.
What are you trying to do?
Why is the door wide open?
Because I'm waiting for her to come back.
Tyler Perry's Sistas.
All right, Sistas fans, you just saw the promo for next week's episode, Season 6, Episode 9, entitled True Colors. And keep in mind, we are closing in on the mid-season finale. Karen gives Andy an ultimatum after a run-in with Fatima. Maurice makes a rash decision in an effort to help Sabrina, but it could backfire, leading them both in more trouble. Yeah, so in the trailer itself, we get a... Oh, also remember, it's the trailer you just saw, as well as the end credit promo at the end of Wednesday night's episode. So Calvin is like, you are so hell-bent on revenge. And Maurice is like, he didn't have to bring Sabrina into this. And then you got Calvin going like, so what exactly are you trying to do? And then that leads to Calvin just going in on Maurice about, you know what, you're the one who slept with Q and messed around with him, and then you got Sabrina dragged in this mess. So what are you doing, Calvin, trying to make me feel bad about this? And it's like, the same back and forth between these two. Like I said before, yeah, Maurice is to blame for a lot of this, and he is making this crap worse. But what needs to happen is to just have these people let their emotions go for a moment. Just sit down and come up with a solid game plan. You got a lawyer who pretty much spelled it out for you in terms of the worst case scenario, and that the case is flimsy at best. But I haven't had anybody sit down and just come up with a plan. I mean, going to Q, trying to get him to change his mind and tell the truth isn't going to work. So the only thing you can really do at this point is to make sure you have your own case as solid clad as possible to defend yourself. So I don't know why this behind the scenes, I'm going to take care of crap myself thing is still going on, because you're just going to make it worse. But in any case, let's talk about the stuff that everybody wants to talk about, and that's the Fatima face-off. And yes, I still stand by what I say, even though it's an unpopular opinion. I think Fatima was wrong for busting into her apartment like this. Yes, I know that Karen has disrespected Fatima on a number of occasions, completely dismissing and disrespecting her relationship with Zach, trespassing on their property a number of times, but in terms of just bursting into the house, she hasn't done that. She did try to run up in there, but Zach stopped her. But what I'm saying is, I do think Fatima is in the wrong for, coming into the apartment like that. Like I said, I know it's an unpopular opinion. People have been going at me online, not dragging me, but it's like, well, it doesn't matter because, Karen, it doesn't matter what Karen did. Fatima is wrong. I don't care what you say. No. Then Karen, did you just walk in my house? And then the funniest part, Karen just jumps up off the sofa, and then the girls kind of grab her and hold her back, and Fatima's like, what you gonna do? So then the girls pull Karen back as she tries to step to Fatima, which leads to Andy going, look, Fatima, this is Karen's home. And she's like, exactly. So Fatima's like, and I'm gonna leave as soon as I say what the F I came here to say. And then she's like, bitch, get the F out. So she goes on to say, Fatima goes on to say, you keep this shit up and I'm gonna show your ass crazy for real. So it looks like Fatima was threatening to show her gangster side if we have, Karen continuing to be disrespectful towards her and Zach. But the thing is, I want to know what exactly happened, because one of my things about Wednesday night's episode was we see Zach and Fatima make up, and then they're, allegedly, well, I think Zach got a taste of Roxy while they were on the couch. And then that transition over to Karen on her couch waiting for Zach. The girls come over, then Fatima comes over. So I want to know why she comes over there. I mean, is Fatima just so happy about getting back together with Zach and fixing their relationship that she decides to go nip it in the bud with Karen to make sure she doesn't try to come after her man again? Another thing to think about is, with Fatima pulling a stunt like this, do you think this is going to squash any chance of Zach going through with helping Karen repair the salon? I don't know. Not to mention, do you think that she's just going to make things worse? Because I want to know, does Zach know that Fatima's going over there? Some people are like, did they come over there together? I don't know. we do know that at some point Zach does show up and Aaron is there too. So, you know, the girls are going at it. And at some point, Aaron comes in there and he's actually outside. He's like, I love Karen. And Sabrina's like, have you been drinking? One drink. Yeah, but you're in recovery. First of all, Sabrina, what are you talking about? I mean, are you talking about him like going sober and whatnot after his ex-wife took her own life? But that was back in season 1. So I'm a bit confused about this whole, but you're in recovery thing. I feel like that's, I don't know, a plot point I completely forgot about. But then we have Zach outside too, and it looks like Sabrina's trying to break up any sort of fight that's about to go down between them. And Aaron goes, huh, so you're the father. Zach's like, I'm gonna find out if I'm the kid's father when I'm ready, which is a line that doesn't make, oh, actually, sorry. I'm gonna find out if it's my kid when I'm ready. And I'm like, what's that supposed to mean, Zach? To be completely honest, I'm not saying these two need to be friends, but I think that Zach and Aaron need to work together and press Karen on, you know, okay, you know, who's the father? Are you going to tell us or not? Better yet, let's just go to the doctor as a group and we'll find out the results together. That way we can cut through the foolishness and move forward accordingly. Because this whole thing about, I know who the baby's father is, but I want to tell the father out of respect first. Karen is going to have both men in her apartment next week. If she doesn't say what she needs to say, there's going to be some issues. Now, we do have a scene where Karen seems to be shedding some tears, and it's like, okay, what is she crying about? Like, does it have to do with the baby? Does she get pressed to reveal who the baby's father is in the next episode, and then it's revealed that it's not Zach's? I think that would be a pretty cool way to get things going. Because imagine if that's the case, and then it's like, well, damn, I ain't helping you fix the salon. Never mind, I'm out. So that could be why. I mean, whatever Fatima does, it has to be so devastating that we get to the point where she has a gun. Because I'm guessing, look, I'm trying to figure out the order of operations here. I feel like once everybody has left, we have Sabrina come back in to check on Karen. And she's like, why is the door wide open? Because I'm waiting for her to come back. And we have Karen sitting on her couch with a gun. And look, I lived in an apartment complex and there were no weapons allowed. But I'm thinking, like, in an apartment complex, I don't know if that's something a tenant can do, where they can have their door wide open. You know, yeah, you can leave your door wide open. I wouldn't advise it, but you know, they can have the door wide open. But to be sitting looking dead at the entryway of your door and you have a gun in visible view, I feel like there's some sort of tenant policy against that. But yeah, I don't know exactly how things play out. I'm guessing that Zach and Aaron both go into the apartment while Fatima's there. Maybe Fatima splits and then Sabrina goes outside and she breaks up any sort of scuffle between Aaron and Zach before it happens. Because we do know that at some point Danny does go on her date with Preston. You know, they're both dressed up and Preston goes, is anything wrong? And she looks a bit concerned, and that's all we get from the date. Also, we do know at some point Andy does go back to her apartment. Do you want to have sex or not? Gary's like, no, not tonight. I think you're in a strange place. And honestly, I feel like, you know, it's all about being petty. I think that Gary wanted to, you know, humiliate Andy the same way she made him feel so small the night before. Basically tease her. It's like get her aroused and then tease her. So this could be the end of these two, which honestly I'm all for if that's the case. But from there, Zach and Fatima get home and Fatima's like, I'm so sick of her. And then Zach is like, you know she carries a gun, right? And I'm thinking to myself, well, Zach, you know your woman packs one too, so there's that. But in terms of like Karen gives Andy an ultimatum after a run-in with Fatima, you know Karen is going to be pissed off about the situation. Not just with Fatima running up into her apartment, but the fact that Zach doesn't come over. I mean, he does come over, but not for Karen. He comes over there for Fatima. So now they're going back home and she's left there pissed off. So I'm thinking in the heat of the moment, she's going to go off like, you know, you're either team Karen or team Fatima. So her and Andy might have a falling out. And I hope Andy just throws her hands up and she's just done with the whole thing. So it kind of makes sense why Sabrina is the one that comes back, because Danny ain't got time for this. She's going on her date with Preston. Andy and Karen probably have a falling out, so she goes home, you know, to be with Gary. And then you have Sabrina, who, well, really has nothing going on, so it makes sense to have her go back and check in on Karen. So there's that. But with that being said, that's pretty much the trailer itself for next week. Are you excited about True Colors? It looks pretty damn good to me. Like and subscribe, follow me on social media, and I'll catch you in the next one.